Hi everyone, this is Alexandra from Flawed, and I'm here today to show you what you can do as a partner on the TCBL new website. So I'm, as you can see, logged in here as Joe Partner. This is an account that, like yours, gives us ability to, in particular, create content related to the news and events section, as well as, of course, the forum, which all users can participate in. It also allows me to see all the content that's been created relative to pages, as well as all these topics. And this looks like a big and complicated list, so let's start there, just to show you that I can sort these by type. So if I want to see all the news items that have been published recently, this is the list right here. And if I want to sort those, let's say by news items that were published by myself or by someone else in the group, I could look for all the news articles that Jesse has published. And there we have, Jesse, you got to write more news. All right, so say I want to add a news content. Now let's first think about what makes up a news content. News would be something like an article, maybe a report about an event that you've done, or a study visit, something where you actually have a little bit more to say, sort of almost a whole page if you're typing it out on Microsoft Word. In fact, what I recommend doing is writing your article first in a word processing document and then bringing it over here. So let's go over adding a brand new news document. I'm going to go to Add Content, and it's going to give me these three options: event, forum, and news. Here's news, and here's my file over here. I've got this news. I'm going to write a quick report of what happened at the BioShades event, and I've definitely need an image. This is obligatory. I need an image. The file can't be very big, so it's got to be under 500 kilobytes, half a megabyte. But most photographs or JPEGs taken with your camera should be smaller than this. And so I've got a file on my desktop here from this event. It's a bacteria. I'm going to upload it, and it's actually going to propose a cut. I can suggest the way I'm going to crop it. Save that, and get the text from my event, which of course is kind of a fake text. And there we are. I can put more spaces or less spaces. This is a basic content shape, okay? So I'll show you what that's going to look like. Saving it, it's just going to look like that. Now, if I want to add a photograph to that, what I can do is I can go to Content. Here I can pick two images, one big image or video. So let's do two images, add new paragraph. And it's going to guide me through choosing those two images one at a time. So I'll take my picture of bacteria and upload it. And that's okay to crop by me. And then I'll add the second image, which of course is another picture of bacteria. And that's a good crop. Save it. I can preview and see what that looks like. And there it is. It's giving me these two square pictures in the block below my text. And I can, if I want this to go in between the text, what I would have to do is take, for example, the beginning of my text here, remove the rest of it, and add a content block copy below this one. There we go. This is getting to be advanced formatting here, but that's going to look like this. So I have my text, and then the image, and my text continues. And what if I want to add additionally another content block below that with a video? I can do this, add another paragraph. I got my video here. I'm going to add a URL of a video from Vimeo or YouTube at this time. And when I do my preview again, I have that format that we already created and the video embedded, as well as an indication of who posted that. So I'm satisfied with that. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and I want to check over here in the news section, and there is my latest news right there. I can click it. Okay, there's a link that I can also share on Facebook, and this make sure it looks good as well when you go up to the home page, because the latest news is always going to be first thing that you see on the home page. So it's a super important thing. We want to give it a lot of visibility. So that's how we do that. Now, let's say I made a mistake, and in this case, being attested, I want to leave it online there. I am going to go and delete the whole article. And my latest news is no longer that one, but it's the previous one, and my article doesn't exist anymore. Phew. Okay, so that's one thing we can do. We can add news. Let's also look at how we add an event, and this is something that I hope we'll all be doing soon, add an event. So I've got my fake event here. I got a knitting cafe. Here too, I'm going to need a picture. Events also need a picture that should be less than 500 kilobytes, and also let's say a minimum of about 600 pixels wide at 72 dpi, which would be really small. That's a lot smaller than your camera would normally shoot. So something that is not really big, but also not really small, because it's going to affect the way that it looks in the website. So I've got a picture of a woman knitting. Upload that and save it. And my text, I'm going to try to write a couple of lines of information. You could write as much as you want. Try not to write just one line, but a little bit more. And now this is great, but we need to continue with the details. So under the details, there's a couple of form items that we have to fill out. If there's a TCBL contact for your event, so a person that you want whose name is going to show up at the top and who people can get a hold of. So let's choose Jessie for that. If you start typing someone's name and they are listed as possible partner contacts, it should show up there. And I'm going to choose a date for this event in May on the 10th at 19 p.m. And I'm going to have it, I can choose if it's an all-day event or if it's a couple of hours. So in this case, I'm going to make it continue until 20 o'clock. This is using the 24-hour clock. And my location, I've got this in the city of Prato, and 911 country. And if you have a phone number, so you want to let people get a hold of you, and your email address if you want to include that, that's not necessary. And that should be all the information that you need. So this will give you a quick preview, although it doesn't show you what the date looks like just yet. But as you can see, it's understood where my location is, and it's provided me with a map. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this. And now you can see what the event looks like. So use your title up the top, dates and time, your location, which I can click, and it brings me over to Google Maps specifically for that. And also Jesse's contact information, which as a logged in user, I can click and I can see his email address. Users who are not logged in cannot see this information. So that's it for adding an event. Let's go over how to add a forum post. Go over to add content here, forum topic, and take my post that I prepared. And I'm looking for sustainable cotton, and might just post a question here. So this is a place where I'm going to be asking questions or trying to involve the community in conversation. Now, something useful is that if I do have a file, say I have certain specs for product that I'm interested in sharing with people that is going to help illustrate in some way my request, I can add a file here. So that's really it. It's really, really easy. I'm going to save it, and there's my post. Forum post with space for people to comment here below. And that is basically it. So if you do have any questions or trouble using this website, you know how to get in touch with me, please do so. And I really hope that you can see this as a tool to really help communicate everything that TCBL does at this time. And it's going to be a real place for conversation to take place.